I wanted to come on here today and talk about Hims. It went up about 20% yesterday, and I wanted to talk about what could be causing this movement. And I do want to apologize. It's been a while since I've made a video. I just got back from a wedding in which I had to travel to, as well as I'm getting ready to move out of my apartment. So I've had a lot going on, but I appreciate you guys for continuing to support me. But if you guys enjoy this video, make sure you guys comment, like, and subscribe. And that being said, let's get into the news. So the first bit of news I want to talk about is that industry sources say at least four 503B mass compounding facilities will resume production of GLP-1s in the coming weeks, with one already active. This has people on the internet speculating about Hims being able to mass compound GLP-1s once again. And the common answer that people are coming to, or conclusion people are coming to, is that they think that if these big pharma companies don't lower the price of their GLP-1s, we're going to be allowed to mass compound again on a health emergency based off the affordability of these GLP-1s not being affordable. Trump has demanded they slash prices, and if this doesn't happen, he can declare a shortage once again, and then Hims is allowed to get back into the market with their mass compounding if these GLP-1 companies do not comply. So that has a lot of people around the company getting bullish again, because that's been a big growth factor for Hims, and why we've also been seeing, we're supposed to see sequential decline this quarter, is because that was taken away from Hims&Hers. But if that category of their business can be brought back, you're going to start seeing that business booming once again. And even if it only lasts, let's say, another year or so, their patent on this comes up in 2031. So the more time you buy where you can use it with exceptions, the better, because it's just closer and closer to the time for the patent to be up. And ultimately, more revenue, even if it's just for a short while, is bullish, because it's going to lead to more free cash flow and being able to put money in different growth sectors that they're trying to innovate, such as, their Tribe Lab kits and other preventative health sectors they want to get into. Some of you guys may be wondering, are there any legal risks to Hims threatening to get back into the mass compounding, or these other companies getting back into mass compounding? And the truth is, there's a very big gray area. And for Novo to want to come at a company like Hims, they have to risk losing their patents, and it's not worthwhile for the most part for a company like Novo to want to do that. With how much revenue they bring in, it would really damage the company if they were to lose those patents. And here's a prime example. Hims House posted, and they put, breaking Mylan wins first legal battle against Novo Nordisk, patent number 003 for semaglutide struck down. There's 4 more patents to go before Mylan can sell generic semaglutide in the U.S., other rulings happening soon. And the reason I bring this up is, it doesn't mean that, they can sell semaglutide yet, but it is an example of what happens if Novo sues somebody, and if they lose, and they lose that patent, they lose leverage. And so they'd rather keep their leverage on those patents and let these few compounders get by, especially with how small these companies are compared to a company like Novo or Eli Lilly. So it's just not worthwhile. It's not worth the risk and reward at the end of the day, because even if you were to, let's say, beat Hims in a court case, okay, they lose GLP-1s, but their core business is still there. They still can become the Netflix of healthcare, and they still have these other preventative health sectors that are going to be needed. It's not going to kill the business. So it doesn't just make them go away. They could be out of that sector, but at the end of the day, Novo has way more to lose than a company like Hims, and that's kind of how we see this playing out right now. And it's going to be a waiting game and see how it pans out. So I'm kind of just sitting back. I trusting Andrew. I've said multiple times on this channel, when I invest, my investment is in the CEO. I look at him, and can I trust that person? Do I trust them with my money? And if the answer is yes, ultimately, and the financials align, I'm going to trust them. These are very smart individuals. I invest in very smart individuals. That's how I like investing my money. So that's exactly what I've been doing. And everything I've seen with Hims, they execute. Andrew, time and time again, whenever I have a doubt, 2 months later, that doubt vanishes. He clears up the air. He's very responsive to the shareholders, and I love that. So that is a big reason I continue to stay confident in Hims and Hers. But the next thing I want to talk about is short interest. I was actually getting ready to do a video on the last short interest that dropped, as well as some other content, but then I got super busy and I never got to upload that video. I made a whole slideshow and everything and I never got to it. But we just saw short interest hit about 38%, and it finally climbed down from the 68 million shares shorted, and it's come down to 65 million, which is about 36%, I believe, of the float. Yeah, it's 36%. So short interest stays very high. This does not include the recent run up. It's 15 days ago is when that was reported. So we don't necessarily know what it is right now, but you can probably assume it's around that 62 million is my guess. If I was trying to guess what it currently sits at. And I wouldn't be surprised if there's a little bit more covering as we figure out more if this mass compounding will be coming back to Hims and Hers, because it is a huge growth factor for this company, and that's why you saw it run up so much, I believe, yesterday. That is my belief, is it was running up because it's looking like mass compounding could be coming back to Hims and Hers. So I'm very excited. If we get mass compounding back to bring in more growth, as well as testosterone and menopause coming at the end of the year, and then in 2026 you have Canada expansion as well as the Zava acquisition. It's going to be a very, very big and good 2026, I believe. You're going to see a ton of growth in the numbers, and I'm very excited, and I could not be more excited to be a shareholder right now. So, especially it feels good because I recently, I was still confident in my position, but there was definitely a lot of gray airiness that we just didn't know what was necessarily going to happen, or was Novo going to sue? Are they just talking and you hear slander at the company? You didn't really know what was going to happen. So it's nice to finally be getting good news again, and the air just clearing out, the vision clearing out once again, and my confidence in this company is continuing to grow. So I'm excited to see what happens in the next few months. We got an earnings call coming up. I'm debating on live streaming that. I'm not sure yet, but I'll let you guys know. But that ends it for this video. I appreciate you guys if you made it to the end. Make sure you guys hit that like button, as well as leave a comment and hit the subscribe button if you guys enjoyed it. I hope you guys caught this informative, and I'll see you guys in the next video.